Testing. Can you hear me now? It looks like this sound's being testing. Can you hear me now? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Well, since you didn't hear any of my introduction, I will start again. So, Aki, Stephanie, Yoda Zeitz, Sven, Rennie, good. I'm glad you can hear me. So, welcome. I'm glad you can hear me. Thank you for letting me know about that, because I had no idea you could hear me, so I was just going on and talking about what I was going to be doing. So I'll say that again. I do apologise for that. I don't know what happened there. So this is the Cantina for Chapter 20. I've built the room. Everything's brightly coloured just to separate the different pieces, and then we're going to texture it and all that kind of stuff. I haven't finished it yet, so there's no tables over here. They've got these booths over here. There's no tables yet because I haven't had a chance to actually design the models. But there's seats over here in the booth. There's seats here and here. There's going to be a bar here at the end. And over here is going to be the gambling tables. But again, I haven't had a chance to create the 3D models for those yet. But that's for the future. So what I did was I actually used The Sims to create the layout of, or design of what I wanted this set to look like as a little bit of experiment. Now, The Sims area, I kind of ran out of space, so this is where the gambling tables should be. I wanted to extend more out, but obviously there wasn't room there. This should give you an idea of what I was aiming for. Floopy, hello and welcome. You missed the part at the beginning of the stream where there was no sound. But thankfully I have an excellent community who told me there was a problem with it, and I was able to solve it very quickly. So thank you. So yeah, I kind of want this. This is the kind of vibe I'm looking for, and so we're going to texture it. I don't have the other thing. I don't have. Look, you've got these lights on the walls. I haven't got those yet, so I need to model some lights and the bath and some other stuff. So I'm not going to worry about those tonight. I'm just going to focus on what we've got here so far, and come back to the rest another time, maybe next week, or I might do it sometime in between and do something else next week. We'll see. So let's have another look at the design. So you've got this grey floor. I believe it's a metallic floor. So let's move away from that. In fact, I'm going to hang it on the wall. I may even leave it there. There's a little in-joke. So I hope everyone is doing okay. Right, let's rotate that. Put it there. So it's there for reference, and I've got a copy on my second monitor as well, but for you guys to see, because you can't see my second monitor. And that's likely to get forgotten about and appear in the final video. Because things like that happen. But if you do spot it, you'll know why it's there. Be a little thing for you guys to notice. And for people who didn't see the stream, they're missing out. But you go into bars in the real world and you see pictures on the wall, so it won't look too out of place. Right, so I think we get started on the texturing. As I noted before, the floor is metallic. Floopy, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. You guys have the advantage because you know it's there. Right, so let me see. We want metal. Darth Dangs, hello and welcome. Right, with the floor, texture needs a resize. Let's do that. That's better. So it's got a bit of a tiling issue. Let's try it's a little bit better. We won't see it so much on the floor. Of course, it's very shiny, so let's have a look at the settings we've got. Ah, that's what we need to do. Okay, so if we change that to so I'm really hoping, I'm really looking forward to the next chapter as well. It's a little way off being finished. I mean, obviously I'm still building the set here. But it's going to be one of the longest in the book. So it should, well, it's one of the longest chapters in the book, so it should translate to one of the longest in the series. I know a lot of the recent ones have been fairly short, so this is going to be a big change in direction. One of those fire safety maps that would be fun to do. So yeah, the floor edge does makes it dirtier. Let's go because yeah, we'll go with that. Update the resolution. Can change the pattern. That's interesting. Crescent, waves, captions. I can't like captions. We'll go with that. Makes it look a bit more unusual. Right, so let me make those ones. Saw the news that the Ahsoka TV series has started filming today. My guess is we'll get to see that sometime next year. Well, my guess was actually May the 4th next year, given that it takes about a year from filming to release for most of these series so far. That was a good idea for an Easter egg, but yeah, you're right, it would only work for if this was a game. That's unfortunately beyond my ability. Now we're going to go for plaster. Well, Darth, it does actually happen when there's a big announcement. I get a lot of traffic. So when the Kenobi trailer gets released, I get spikes in traffic. The biggest one was when the Boba Fett trailer was released, and a huge spike. Flippy, I hope they do as well. I've purposefully avoided the Obi-Wan leaks because I don't want any spoilers, so I have no thoughts on them. You're thinking of a scene in Dark Force Rising. This is chapter 20, where Han and Lando meet one of Card's people and save him from the authorities. Let's see. Paint colour, red. That's some dirt. Make it bigger. And change the background. But the underneath colour. Getting there. I can't remember if it was a drawing or if it was a person. I need to read that up again. I thought it was a person. But yeah, I'll check it. I'm quite intrigued by the trailer. Definitely going to watch it. Let's make it bigger. That's better. So it doesn't look like it's repeating itself too much. I think that's fair that they did reuse a lot of shots from the first trailer. That 09, it was harsh. It wasn't unfair. I've seen lots of memes about that line, which have been quite amusing. Wait, so I need to move this a little bit. Let's go 50. 4. So basically I'm just adjusting the position of the texture because you see it here. This pillar has got this crack. It's the same crack there and on the back there. So I'm trying to make it so there's nothing repeating like that because it will look a bit silly. So we're just adjusting the position of texture. And now I've got that there. This can be tricky. There's no denying that. I think that works. I know there's a repeating texture on the wall there, but I can cover that when I put the once the bar's in place. Right, so back to the texture options. Wasn't Forlom in the trailer? I can't remember now. Right, there we go. I think we've got the wall sorted out. Can I make it a bit dirtier? Yeah, maximum dirt. It is a cantina in the Star Wars universe. It's going to be dirty. But I quite like that. Actually, maybe I can make the wall. Okay. Yeah. No. Maybe. That. Yeah. There we go. That's the walls sorted out. Better bake those. I can always adjust the textures later as well if I need to. I'm not sure how involved Dave Filoni is with the Kenobi show. Right, we're going to put concrete walls. Lost Fires, there was a problem with the sound earlier. I don't know what I did to change it or to fix it, but at the beginning of the stream no one could hear me talk, so I played around with some settings and now you can hear me, but I don't know what happened. Somebody excellent, welcome. This is the Cantina for chapter 20. I forget her name. She was the director of, I think, she was director of one of the first season Mando episodes, but they promoted her to showrunner for Kenobi. There we go. Deborah Chow. I don't think either of those spellings are correct, but that is her name. Combination of those two spellings. This actually looks like it's got bullet holes in it. That's the main colour. I want it to be brown to complement the red walls. Yeah, Dave Filoni is. I think Dave Filoni is giving a lot of his attention to the Ahsoka show. That hat was a definite giveaway. we got here? Yeah, I'm happy with those bits of wall there. I've not played Connect Star Wars, but I've seen lots of videos from it. Well, Dave Filoni is in charge of. He actually runs all of Star Wars television, so he's going to have some involvement, but I don't think he's going to be quite as heavily involved with it as he was with Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. I've not put Timothy Zahn in the background. When you see people in the background of the scenes, they tend to be. So I did a celebration in London when it happened, 2016. I asked all my friends I saw if I could take pictures of them in their costumes to put in the background of the fan film I was working on at the time, because obviously they're in Star Wars costumes, and I can get them to pose and do different things, and so now I use them in the backgrounds of all my Star Wars videos, and it's always fun to watch it and then tell it they spotted themselves. I'll be putting some more in here as well. So I just need to have a drink. So this is going together quite nicely. Let's have a look at the reference picture for okay. So I need lighter brown material for these blue bits. We need some wood. But what do I have here first? I think wood. Let's have a look at what my wood options are. This may not work. Sometimes this camera's a bit fiddly. Yeah, okay, I don't think the wood's going to work. Let's go back to concrete. I can always change the colour. Because the Sims version I used wood there, so that's why I went back to wood. But I think yeah, it's going to work. Let's set texture. That. I'm hoping we get Lars as well. He was so good at Thrawn in Rebels. Like his perfect voice, and I saw him in Sherlock where he plays a very Thrawn-like character, which is obviously live action. So I know he could pull it off. So if Rook is dead, and that's the only way they're allowed to kill off Thrawn, that means Thrawn doesn't get killed off. He lives forever, which I have no problem with. I had a feeling he wouldn't complain too much about Thrawn living forever. Yeah, that's the setting I want. I want it to look used and lived in, because that is the Star Wars style. Flippy, yeah, if you see him next to the Thrawn model, it makes sense. I actually met the voice actor who played Ezra, and I actually commented on how most of the characters look like their voice actors, and he said that was done deliberately. Okay, so let's see, I need to change the colour a little bit this way. That's better. Somebody X, yes, there is. I have not seen him in anything, and it'll be 18 months before we get to see him as the Doctor, so it's a long wait, but I guess we'll have to see. I hope we get to learn more about Ezra's time with Thrawn. I think there's a very interesting story there of how they learn to survive together. Hoppy, hello, welcome. Yes, I do have time to build a cantina. This is for chapter 20. The blue pig, I hope that's not the plot twist. Also, this it's been a while since I played that game, and now I think I really need to finish the Throne Ascendancy books before Ahsoka. So I should get on that. Obviously not right now. Okay, I'm happy with that. So all that remains now are the seats. I'm enjoying the Throne Intensity books. I've just been slow getting through them because I kind of don't want them to be over. Alright, so for those who joined after I said it, I haven't made the tables yet. I know what I want them to look like, I just haven't had the chance to do that. So we've got the seats but no tables. So I'll come back and do the tables another time. But I'm going to texture the seats. And we've got the gambling tables are going to be over here, and a bar over here at the end. But like the tables, I haven't had time to do those yet either. They are long books, especially the last one, which is a giant. I think it's one of the longest Star Wars books Timothy Zahn has written. It's huge, and I'm only halfway through the second one. I do have the third one. I got it for Christmas. This planet is a Brigado Ray. Look at that, perfect texture straight away. Again, it's something that looks like it's a bit scruffy. Because lots of people have been sitting on them. That's an easy one. So, bake it. That. And so I'm going to cheat now and just stack the paint option and click on each of the cushions. It's even easier if I can see them all at once. And I can't see them all at once, but I can see quite a few of them all at once. I'm completely fine with Thrawn's design in Rebels. I actually used his Rebels uniform inspiration of this because the shoulders, the way they're drawn traditionally on the previous artwork, they're not easy to create 3D models of and animate. So I can see why they're redesigned to just be a stripe on the shoulders. So I did exactly the same thing because it made my life so much easier animating him. You know, the gold stripes on the shoulders. I can see that the red irises do help show what he's looking at. I appreciate it from that perspective, but I prefer the solid red glowing eyes that we know from the old expanded universe. So that's why I went with that for my take on Thrawn. Right, now we've got the frame part of the seat to do. I think some plastic that can be made to look dirty. This is the one. How's a droid supposed to clean down the corners of the booths? Probably not. Would be my answer to that. I don't think this is meant to be a particularly clean cantina. I mean, look at the state of the walls. The cantina in planet was compared to Mos Eisley as it used to be worse than that, but they've cleaned it up a lot. But I suspect the cantina, the planet itself, is in a better state. But I kind of got the feel that the cantina was still not freshly decorated. I'll have to go back and recheck it because I can adjust things as I need to. As you've seen here, it doesn't take much to change the textures. But even if they have, even if the cantina was redecorated in the recent history, they're still going to look used in places. So I think this is the right look. There. Okay, that's good. And all that's left are the back of the seats. Some fabric options. I think actually I'm just going to go for the same. Actually, yeah, let's just do that. We don't actually get close to the booths. Oh, I haven't quite finished yet. It's okay. There will be some music playing in the background. I'm not going to use the infamous Cantina music though, because that is so overused. I do have a few pieces of music as options that I could probably get away with. It'll depend on what YouTube lets me do as well, because sometimes their copyright detector is a pain. I don't want to know what Jabba's search history might be. Did any of you guys watch Paul and the bar music they had? Briefly in that. I'll put some dirt in here because I want to put some plants growing in here and in that side as well. And there we go. That is now textured. I'm not quite done for the stream tonight yet. Yeah, Paul the movie with the alien. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as the main characters. Now I'm thinking about it, I want to watch that movie again because I haven't seen it in ages. You can't see what I'm doing right now because the progress bar never shows up. But it's progressing. So the movie, there is a scene where they go into a bar and they're playing the Cantina music in the background. But it's not the actual Cantina music, it's a cover of it. Hot Fuzz was great. They actually filmed that not far from where I live. So when I watched it, I thought I recognise that place and that place and that place. It's another film I haven't seen for ages and probably should watch again. Still progressing. We'll get there. I don't know what it is actually taking so long. It's not the most complex set. I'm actually going to use the music from Paul, but just talking about it reminds me of it. There's a whole selection of music from Cantina music from the Old Republic, which is probably where I'll look first for options. The Old Republic soundtracks tend not to upset the YouTube copyright bots. So that's probably a safe option. That's why I won't use the Paul soundtrack, because it probably will get picked up by the bots. I don't want to risk the video being taken down because of that. Samuel Kim has some very strict restrictions on how his music's used, and I do keep thinking maybe I should contact him. I just never keep getting around to it because the music I've got so far, I feel like that fits what I've been doing so far. Twi'leks and the Leku would be. It's the Leku the challenge. So I don't know if I'll be playing any in this. Right, progress has finished. So what I'm going to do is load this into Omniverse so we can see it with the proper ray traced rendering. So this screen's going to go blank for a moment as I switch software. So don't worry if you don't see anything. Just take a minute or so. Or maybe a bit longer. It's getting there. Samuel Kim's music is excellent. Hoppy, you know exactly why you can't see anything. I can't set it to show anything until the software is loaded. Yes, I know you're just kidding. I thought I'd better explain it again in case anyone's tuning in who missed my previous explanation. Okay, it's loaded. Let me switch it over. It's showing a blank screen except for the mouse. What's going on with this then? What if I do that? Okay, there we go. Don't know what to set. Let's open. As you can see, the last thing I opened was the layer poster, which I need to post on the page. Let's Cantina test. Excuse me. Even though it's still loading, this looks great. Oh look, it's the Sims version still on the wall. Okay, so we've loaded it in. Oops. This is obviously the default lighting. I haven't done anything fancy yet. Let's have a quick play around with it. I'm not going to worry about getting lighting exactly right because it's going to get lost when I work on the scene some more. But I'll put together a rough idea, just to give you an idea of what I was thinking for the lights. We're going to have some orange lights. Maybe not. We have a different light colour in each booth, and then we'll have some orange lights around the room. So that's one. Let's duplicate that so I can move over there. Make that one blue. Duplicate that. Let's make it. Let's go with pink. I have seen the Ewok movies. Again, not for a long time. I did enjoy them as a kid. I don't know if I would still enjoy them now. Go for yellow one. Somebody X, I hadn't actually planned on that, but it is a good idea. So I'll have to give that some thought. Yes. So this kind of gives a rough idea of what the room's going to look like. I'm pleased. Obviously, it's not finished yet. I need the tables. I'm going to put some stuff laying around. I've got some plants in here. The bar's going to go down there at the end. And of course the gambling table's over here. That first creature was a Yuzum. Y-U-Z-Z-E-M, I believe. Or C-Z-E-M, I guess. For those of you on the other side of the Atlantic from me. Flippy, I'm glad you're enjoying the Cantina. I'm just admiring the damage to the walls here. That's a really good one, too far. I'm pleased. Obviously, yeah, needs more decoration. Han and Lando are going to sit at this area here, so I need to put a table there and so on. So obviously the other tables need some people sitting at, which I'm not going to do now because I think I'm going to bring the stream to an end. I really enjoyed working on this tonight and chatting with you guys. Hoppy, this is the wrong Cantina for that one. Although there are plenty of holes in the walls. People who did shoot first. So yeah, I will end the stream there. So I'll say good night. Thank you for coming and watching. Please save. Thank you for coming and watching. May the throne with you, and I will see you next time. So take care, and I have to have a look at your moustache link. So yeah, good night. May the throne be with you. See you next time, and thank you all again for coming. Good night.